Thank you, Katya. Actually, this is the very last day of the conference. I'm so excited. We are leaving today with Tuba, so there is no chance to say goodbye, many of you. But I'm so happy to be here and to meet many of you at first time, and hope to see you in another meeting together. Also, I would like to share my expression about the feeling about the conference. It was very productive for me. I have learned several new things during the sessions. All the sessions were very well designed, and all the presentations were very productive. Actually, I was thinking to organize this presentation with contributing you. Actually, I was expecting to get contributions from you, but as Katya mentioned, we delayed a little bit, so I would like to finish my presentation as soon as possible. But sometimes maybe I may ask some questions to get more interactions. As you see on the screen, I'm going to talk about a new chapter on our life. We are not actually, I'm not defining myself a real interlibrary loan librarian, but sharing librarian, I can say, for myself. And I'm trying to share all the things what I know with colleagues, and I'll try to connect the people all over the world, and I'll try to collaborate all of them and try to get contribution from their experiences. And I would like to improve myself, and I would like to contribute my profession and my region, and of course all the stakeholders. You see on the screen there are some topics. Actually, about 16 years ago, I was working a university librarian, and I realized that everything has been finished. I didn't get more improvement in that time, and I decided to make some change in my life. Then I decided to join an NGO to contribute that NGO's activities, and I became a board of member, Turkish National Consortium, and my life started to be changed. Some of my experienced colleague advised me that you need more collaboration, you have to involve collaboration, you have to join that kind of professional activities. I listened him carefully, and after I studied for collaboration, all the things happen in my life, and these topics give me a better reputation in my profession. Then, with the self-confidence I succeeded that topics, I decided to make new things in my life, in my profession, in my region, and in my country. Actually, a group of colleagues of mine, we started to develop an interlibrary loan tracking system for academic libraries in Turkey. There was no online platform before then. Actually, we started in 2007, and we launched the system in 2008 as a first time in a small group of academic institutions. And a few months later, it became a national platform for resource sharing for academic libraries in Turkey. That project is succeeded, still in use, but it was not enough. We have to do more for our profession, for the young libraries, and we started to organize. Tuba was the chair in that time for Anatolian University Libraries Consortium. She and other board members encourage us to do more things for the profession. And we started our first staff exchange program. At the beginning, it was a national program. Then it became a regional program, and we invited several librarians from other countries in the region. For example, we got several colleagues from Azerbaijan, some Balkan countries. Our movement was getting more and getting bigger, and of course getting productive and valuable, of course. Then we decided that that's not enough. We have to do more things, and we designed an online academic training platform which calls as ANKOS Academy. Actually, it was again a national program at the beginning, and when we got success, it became a regional program, and we invited many other colleagues from the region as well. All these were at the beginning national services. When we were doing those things, we think more global. At the beginning we were national, regional, but we thought that all these things can be transformed as global services. And why don't we involve international activities? In that time, I decided to involve IFLA. Actually, it was in 2011 in Chicago. I sent a paper submission to Interlibrary Land Document ILDS conference. It was accepted. I was so excited. Really, I was so excited, and I was nervous. Actually, at the end of my presentation, there were several questions. I couldn't understand what's going on. Really, I was so excited. Thanks God, Peter Bay and Peter Collins, I think you were there also. They were there, and they tried to help me. They tried to help me to answer all the questions. It was a real collaboration. International collaboration started in that time for me. And I decided to be a member of Document Delivery and Resource Sharing Committee of IFLA. In 2013, I elected as a member of the committee. When we are talking about IFLA, we have to talk about its structure. You know, there is a very well-designed structure of IFLA. It's, in my point of view, it's a little bit old-fashioned. It should be updated. Maybe we need a agile structure for the future, but nobody can do it by herself or himself. We are IFLA. We can do it together. Actually, in the next part of my presentation, if you have any contribution, please raise your hand and share your opinion with me. I pointed out some key words, some important words for me. What does IFLA mean for me? To create a better future for all humanity, of course, including librarians, and enable and connect, because I'm a sharing librarian. Those words were very important for me. Of course, there are some core values of IFLA. As a member of Faith Committee, human resources are very important for me. Human rights are very important for me. Censorship is very important for me, and I'm coming from a problematic region of the world. There are many conflicts between the countries, even people, even societies. So these values are my core values also. I have to focus on this value after my professional life for the future. With the strategic plan of IFLA 2019 to 2024, The governing board decided to create regional committees because as IFLA, a global organization, try to focus all the details globally, but there are problems cannot be solved by global view, global aspect. So we have to create new models to solve those problems, to get more involvement to solve those problems. So I believe that it's one of the most valuable action in previous years for IFLA. They created regional committees. Also, I'm member of the European Regional Committee, and there is a committee for Middle East and North Africa, and there is a member. Also, she is the vice chair of the committee from Qatar National Library. You can contact her to get more involvement with IFLA. IFLA needs your contributions. IFLA needs all our contributions. And I believe that this is the time to change, to start to change. Of course, change cannot be done in a short period. It takes time. We are on the time to start the change right now. There are other working groups. There are many opportunities for all different type of librarians in IFLA. Doesn't matter, you are a law librarian, academic librarians, children librarians. There are several opportunities. Also, there are several interest groups. You can contribute all the activities of IFLA. Not only IFLA, you have to contribute your regional and national NGOs also. There are advisory committees. Those committees work with the governing board closely. They bring their advices to the governing board. For example, as a faith committee member, we discussed the Russian attack to Ukraine. Governing board requested some advice from the committees. Also, as far as I know, the governing board requested advices from other committees and regional groups. We already submit all our ideas, and they have at the end they prepared a statement to share on the web page. But sometimes it works very slow. I would like to share my case with you. In 2016, there was a military coup attempt in Turkey. Just a month after that coup, that attempt, Tuba and I participated IFLA conference held in Ohio. Stephen Weiber and Martin White, they were the faith committee members. They invited me a conversation to discuss what happened in Turkey. They got all my feelings, my expressions, but just 1.5 years later, IFLA statement published on the website. Such a long time. Everything has been changed in that time, during 1.5 years, which is very long. IFLA has to be agile. Also, there are some priorities IFLA. All the IFLA chairs, presidents have their own team. For the Barbara Lizon's term, sustainable is the main team for IFLA, for her. Of course, there are many challenges IFLA. IFLA has deep-rooted historical problems to focus, just like us. There are many issues, censorship issues, human rights issues. For example, IFLA also has to focus refugees' rights because they need to get safe information, clear information. First, they have to get information, but safe and clear information. There are many other things IFLA has to focus. And of course, IFLA try to design future for all humanity and for our profession. one of the most valuable attempt of IFLA, the governing board created a idea store. I don't know, is anybody submit any idea from this room to that store? I don't know. I didn't, by the way. There were more than 85,000 ideas stored in the platform. Also, as far as I know, IFLA governing board used some ideas from the store, and they are still waiting to get an action. All these things happen to create a better future. And as librarians, we can do it better together. To do that, just we need more involvement, more collaboration, and trust each other. These are the keys to do it better. And this is my last slide. We are IFLA. We can do it better together. Thank you for your attention. And of course, if you have any question, I can try to answer. Also, I do not have any time any more time after the presentation. I have to leave immediately, so I'm so sorry if I don't have any chance to say goodbye. Please accept my word for now. Goodbye, and to see you next time.
Thank you. Ertugrul, I remember in 2011, German colleagues were torturing you with their questions.
Yes.
I clearly remember, and I enjoyed it actually, watching them. So, my question is this. Here we all, after your presentation, we are all eager to join IFLA, do something. But we are all coming from different background. But first of all, we have to speak English, which is not many of us is not speaking English, but doing things is a bit difficult and also intimidating. Could you share your tips or any tricks how to be more involved, even the English is not your main language?
Yes, Peter, I'm still having problem to use English because I'm not native speaker. Also, believe me, when you need help, there are some colleagues are ready to support you, like just Peter mentioned. Really, I was in trouble because I couldn't understand that German guy. What was his goal? But also, I had more poor English. I try to understand, but I really feel lost. But believe me, there will be one person to help you. So trust yourself. Of course, try to improve all your skills, not only English. It depends on your skills. If your skills are good enough, all the others believe you can do it. This is the main tip, and you have to work hard, always.
You're part of the regional, they have the regional groups now. Is that a good place to start?
Actually, yes, but there are some requirements to be a member of those regional groups. As far as I know, that there is a election, and there are some requirements, but these are not hard things. There are very easy requirements. I'm sure that many of you can get that role in IFLA. Or there are other several opportunities at IFLA. You can start from where? Not for you, of course, Peter.
Thank you, Ertugrul, for this inspiring speech. It is more like a president-elect speech. And this is the point I want to point at. So, in the world, we have two big library associations. We have IFLA and ALA. But IFLA, the name of IFLA is very big, International Federation of Library Association. ALA, they are good to themselves. They know they are the American Library Association. So the problem with IFLA is that it's not a problem. We are talking about this so we can improve it. It's not a problem. They are working on improving it, but it is still European focused. The decision making is still in Europe, and not even in all Europe. For example, Andy, is there any high-level British involvement in IFLA? It is like focused on some countries in Europe, actually. And IFLA is doing some work to improve this. One of them is the regional, the new established regional committees. But let's brainstorm maybe for the next ILL conference on what are the problems that discourage people from working with IFLA. For example, in our region, when they created the Middle East Regional Committee, only 3 persons applied out of 18, maybe, I guess 18 or 14. Only 3 people applied. Some of the problems are related to the high cost and that there's differences between countries in the world. So they cannot apply because of the high cost. Other problems are related to the complicated, because we worked with IFLA and we spent like 5 years to understand how you get elected and who should nominate you and who cannot nominate you. So the complicated aspect of getting elected in IFLA. So there are many problems. One of them is languages. So maybe the next IFLA conference, or we can speak about the problems that are discouraging people of working with IFLA. Thank you.
Actually, it's not a question, it's a comment, but I may say something about the diversity. Actually, I totally agree with you. We need more diversity in all IFLA structure, even governing board and other high-level positions. But there is one more thing. Actually, money is important and a big issue for all of us. But if you dedicate yourself for a goal, you can find some money anywhere. You know, Turkey is not a rich country. Actually, we are celebrating last week of March as Library Week in Turkey. Barbara Lizon was the guest speaker in Turkey. Many of you know that Turkey organized WLIC in 1995, and we are trying to get one more WLIC in Turkey. We had a discussion about that issue with Barbara, and she mentioned, directly asked that, do you have money? And I said, yes, we have enough money. Money is not an issue for us. We are involved for the goal. We are excited to get that conference in our country. Istanbul is ready to organize that country. There is a huge active librarianship community in Turkey. We can do it. That's the idea. It's not about money.